Hi traders, watch GBIM. I don't have position, no position because my broker Colmex Pro didn't have shares, but I want to talk about again the same pattern that I like really nice on this type of setups of Momo stocks that have, what is a Momo? The stocks that have a lot of liquidity and a lot of range, more than usual. I mean, look at the daily chart, huge movements, and right now we're moving again. So right now, watching the daily chart, I said that 204 and this area right here above 2 is a huge area of resistance. So what did I see right now? This is an ABCD pattern. As you can see, we have the top is the A, we have the bottom is B, we have this consolidation right here, some kind of cup and handle formation. This is C, and D is again on the high of the day right here at 2.16. Okay, and it's kind of the same pattern that we trade on EXAS before. Unfortunately, in this case, I don't have shares to get to trade because it's a CFD broker, Colmex, so not always have the shares in all the stocks, especially if they don't have a lot of volume normally. And that's the case on GBIM, that's the case on MGT. So right now, just watching, and this is the entry price that I saw, and I alerted actually on Twitter. 1.90, sorry. So in expectation for the breakout of the high of the day at 2.16. All right, this is an anticipation setup. We are just in the VWAP. Really important study. I think the most important study right now is this white line right here. So why is low risk? Because as you can see, this is like some kind of ascending triangle. We break it, and I mean, if you can buy the breakout at 1.90, 90, 91 maybe, you can put your stuff right here, just below the swing before. In this case, is right here at 1.80. Look at this. We have a bounce actually pretty close to that price at 1.82, and right now we are ramping up again. So 2 is a huge psychological level. So let me put the horizontal line right here. Look at this. So right now we are on that part, on that price section that we need to break for watch a really nice move to the upside, and even break the 204 is the next resistance. We need a lot of prints in green to watch this thing ramp up. 10 minutes into the close, so I am looking for this afternoon breakout going up at least at 2.10. As I said, I don't have shares to trade in my Colmex Pro broker service, but it's interesting to watch these same patterns in all of these Momo stocks. So let's wait for the breakout. Just 10 minutes into the close, have higher highs, and that's a good thing for watch this thing move to the upside. Hope we can move more. And we have a big seller on 209, as you can see right here on the level 2. There are big sellers, so if we can break this thing, I think it's going to be a quick move to the upside. So let's wait for more. Okay, GBIM, we break that level at we have another huge level of resistance at 204. Actually is the right here we have a pop, so this seller is test for the second time in this afternoon. Also we have right here some pivots, so it's an important level to break. If we can break it, it's going to be great. It's going to be really nice move to the upside. Right now, look at the volume. We are back in momentum, and just 5 minutes into the close, This is pretty risky, but the pattern is telling you what to do. So if you have an entry right here, you have pretty much a nice tolerance to watch this thing work. That's a key point on every single pattern. So let's watch this last 5 minutes. And I mean, the stop right now could be on the entry price. It's below all this area, the BWAP, the 15 moving average. You have a lot of room. That's the advantage of the ABCD pattern. That's the pretty much the a great setup, because you are anticipating the break of the high of the day, or at least you have a risk benefit that is pretty huge. And for a small account, you don't need leverage to do this pattern. You only trade a few hundred shares, and this is a really nice pattern because it's high risk reward ratio. And if the price pull the trigger, and you have a nice average gainers. So in this case, it's pretty choppy price action. Look at this. We have a nice breakout, and I think that it's going to be a move to the 210 area on this spike, but it didn't work as well, and then go back down. So in a huge part of the day, you can lose money in the trade. But if you know where to put your stop loss, you will have a really nice momentum patterns. And as you can see, it's all day this pattern is the formation. I mean, in the morning we have the A and B, and then in the afternoon you have to put your order of entry. So a lot of people didn't trade on the lunchtime, but these work like GBIM was different than EXAS. That was a pretty fast pattern. In this case it wasn't, but it's working. I mean, if you entry on the trigger price right here at 1.89, you are like 10 cents into the money, and talking in a percentage levels is a huge. So right now testing another breakout formation, and we have really nice volume, just 2 minutes into the closing bell. If this can't break that, okay, we are breaking up. Look at this. This is beautiful. It's going to make a test on 210, and that's the final target. That's the final target for this pattern. I'm not in again. I want to repeat that. I didn't have shares to trade this thing because Colmex Pro didn't have CFDs to trade, but I like to make a review on live trading, watching the price action, level 2 and time and sales, and watching the charts. Look at this. Awesome. So right now you can take all your money at these levels and forget about this to hold overnight. I didn't recommend to hold overnight. It's a lot of exposure to risk and a lot of emotions. You can't even sleep with this kind of holding overnight and that kind of. So look at this. 1 minute left on the market. The pattern is like completed. It's like you have everything you want. You have a pretty low risk. Let me show you. I don't have the chart exactly right now, but at least this is a nice risk benefit pattern. I mean, you are risking, if you enter on 1.89 and your risk is 179, your risk is 10 cents, and your target is at least 20 cents right now. 20 cents. It's beautiful. Just amazing because it's a risk reward ratio of 2 and a pretty nice pattern. Ones that didn't work today is BGC. Okay, it's market close. GBC, as you can see, I set I like this thing to break the 1.38 and it didn't work. I mean, it's normal. The ABCD pattern can work only if the trigger price is breaked. In this case, it wasn't, and we have a huge move to the downside, but never pull the trigger, so it doesn't care. GBIM, for the other hand, really nice pattern. Pretty choppy, pretty tricky, but if you have shares, if you have a nice broker that gave you the opportunity to trade these kind of patterns, it's going to be a killing. With a small amount of money, you can do a nice money, because it's a huge move for a pretty low price stock. Okay, so this is a GBIM review of the ABCD pattern. Thanks to watch and see you next time.